Hi, it's Maggie. Welcome to Seattle Area Monthly Update. So every month we're going to share the monthly data of the Seattle real estate market. And we just got the December data in, and I just have this idea of doing something different this time. So we selected 10 most popular cities in greater Seattle area, meaning Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, Issaquah, Sammamish, Seattle, Mercer Island, Renton, Linwood, and Bothell. So we grab all the data for the days on the market, the median price per square footage, and how competitive they are in 2021. We found out the most expensive city, the fastest growing city, the hardest city to get in, and the most dangerous city. And we're going to share those with you and see whether it is a surprise for you or this is something that you think as well. If you like my video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. So let's first talk about the most expensive city, which is Mercer Island. I think it's not going to be a surprise to a lot of people. Mercer Island has been one of the most expensive area in Seattle for years because of the location of it, and also it has the best school district in this area. Most of the homes in Mercer Island have been sold over $2 million. But if you're looking at the price per square footage, it's actually only 10% higher than Bellevue, while the median price is actually 40% higher. So I think because Mercer Island has a lot of big homes, custom built, it used one of the best material, it might not have the biggest yard, but the homes are beautiful. So I'm thinking if you have like 2.5 million budget, you can buy a smaller home in Bellevue, or you can actually buy a more comfortable Mercer Island home, as long as you like the privacy. Sometimes it has a view. It definitely, I think it worth looking at. Next, let's talk about the fastest growing city, which is Issaquah. So Issaquah is in the east-south end of the east side, and because of I-90 it is very conveniently located. It takes you probably only 15 minutes from Issaquah to either downtown Seattle or downtown Bellevue. So after 1994, when Costco moved its headquarters to Issaquah, we actually saw more and more people moving to this new area based on the population number. So back in 2000, there were only 11,000 people in Issaquah, and then in 2010 there were more than 30,000, and then in 2019 there were 38,000. So it's definitely one of the fastest growing cities in this area. Well, unlike Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, Issaquah doesn't offer the most convenient location. It doesn't offer the best schools, but everything else looks great. They have newer community. It's safe. It's beautiful. It always have one of the best mountain views in this area. Issaquah has become really popular among a lot of buyers. If you have a 1.5 million budget, and in Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland you hardly can get a home, but in Issaquah you can get a new construction, and that is super attractive to a lot of especially younger buyers. Next, let's talk about the hardest city to get in, which is Sammamish. Like Issaquah, Sammamish is kind of far, especially if you work in Seattle. It takes you like at least 30 minutes from Sammamish to Seattle without any traffic. But in 2021, Sammamish has been doing really, really well. Among all the listings, there are over 93.7% of the listings that you have to bid for. The average sold price versus listing price is 9%. Considering there are 65,000 people in Sammamish, and on average there are only 21 homes every month released in this area, just imagine how competitive it is. And because it has one of the most consistent communities and best environment and one of the best schools in that area, A lot of people will think that, okay, so I can work remotely. I really don't need the commute time to be less than 30 minutes. Sammamish has been one of the most popular cities in 2021. Lastly, let's talk about the most dangerous city, which is the city of Seattle. Based on the data from FBI in 2020, there are more than 3,800 crimes that happened in Seattle in 2020. And because of the COVID and the BMLI, we actually see an increase of crime rate in the city of Seattle. Of course, the bigger the city is, the more crowded the city is, the higher the crime rate will be. But city of Seattle does have another problem, which is the homeless issue, and it doesn't seem to be handled really well recently. So that really doesn't help with the crime rate. On the contrast, cities like Sammamish, it was actually ranked the safest place to live in this area. It's probably one of the best cities to live in this area as well. So to summarize, the suburban area has been doing much better than the central area. The fastest growing cities are Issaquah, Redmond, and Sammamish, and they have something in common, which is they're all in the east, and it's not just in the central east, it's in the east side. And those cities, because a lot of people don't need to commute to work, and they have great communities, best schools, and Bellevue, Kirkland are too expensive. That's why people are trying to get a decent home, bigger space, bigger yard in those areas, and it's definitely not a bad choice. And number two, the most expensive cities still offer the best potential for appreciation, except for Mercer Island, right? On the list, the most expensive cities are the cities that we always talk about: Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, and Sammamish. Just because how conveniently located they are, and they do have one of the best schools in this area. Those cities have been doing really well and have been doing extremely well in 2021. And a lot of clients and friends are asking me whether I think the real estate market in this area will change, or there might be something drastically that would happen in this area. For one, I don't believe so, but even there is, I do believe that those areas, because of how little the inventory is and how high the interest is, and also think about the lack of new constructions also in those areas, I do believe that even if the market is not doing very well, those cities will still have a really good appreciation potential, and it won't really be affected easily by the change of the market. And actually, within the past 4 years, the average price increase for those cities are from 44% to 67%. And I think they will keep doing really well in the coming few years. And lastly, cities that have a higher crime rate are not doing very well. Think about Seattle, Renton, and Linwood. All those three cities are ranked at the bottom of the fastest growing cities and the most expensive city list. Just because, location wise they're okay, but just because of the crime rate and the school district, I think they really don't offer the best appreciation potential. On the other hand, they are more affordable. So if you are an investor and looking for like a rental property, I do believe that Renton and Linwood are good candidates. Well, the remote working is going to be a trend that's not going to be easily reversed. So I do believe the east side in the Seattle area will keep doing really well in 2022. And I always tell my clients, if you're buying a home, it doesn't matter you're buying to live in or you're buying as a rental property, it is an investment to you, and it is actually one of the biggest investments in your life. So I do believe that if you can find a place that has good appreciation potential, a good increase potential, and also a nice place to live in, that is a home that is worth fighting for. Today we talk about the most expensive city, the hardest city to get in, the fast growing city, and the most dangerous city. I hope this video is helpful. If you like it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you next time.